I feel that, like, the way you're speaking to me, it's kind of like, I know you said that you had to say those things, but it's here, and I've already said it to the special victims yesterday, but there's, like, ideas in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to say it out loud.
Where are you, ma'am? All I have you is, please just go on. I don't have my parents all. Ma'am, calm down. What? Some people broke into our house and to show us all his money. And I came to my parents yelling downstairs. Please send me home. Ma'am, where are you? What? Avenue. Avenue Road. Yes. Can you spell the street name for me, please? Dad?
When a terrified young woman calls the police to report a brutal home invasion and a murder, few would ever doubt her fear or her story. This is the story of Jenniffer Pan, a chilling case of deception, control, and a daughter's deadly secret.
On the night of November 8, 2010, terror came to the quiet suburban streets of Unionville in Markham, Ontario. 3 armed men stormed into the Pan family home, their guns drawn, their intent clear. Parents Han and Beek faced unthinkable horror. The intruders demanded money, tore through the house, and gathered every valuable they could find. Then, the nightmare took a darker turn. Han and Beek were forced into the basement, and moments later, the sound of gunfire shattered the silence. Beek Pan was killed instantly. Han Pan, though gravely wounded, clung to life, rushed first to Markham Stouffville Hospital, then airlifted to Sunnybrook Hospital in Toronto. When police arrived, Jenniffer Pan appeared every bit the traumatized survivor, shaking, emotional, and in shock. Her story seemed believable, her fear undeniable.
Now I want you to sort of take yourself back to earlier on today, yesterday, meaning the 8th of November.
Like most witness interviews, Jenniffer's began with a simple request to recount the events of that terrible night from the very beginning. But something felt off. Her behavior didn't match the horror she'd supposedly lived through.
And then, for some reason, I think one of the gentlemen asked my father if he had money in his wallet and where his wallet was. They kept all the lights off on the main floor. The only time there was light was when they opened the fridge door to see if they could find where my mom's purse was.
Her tone was calm, almost rehearsed, and early in the interview, she referred to the armed intruders as gentlemen. It was a strange choice of words, unsettling even, because instead of a victim reliving a nightmare, Jenniffer Pan sounded like someone reading from a carefully practiced script.
Basically, they had made the first round, or pop, and they had said, okay, that's enough. Let's go.
Even as Jenniffer Pan recalls the moment she heard the gunshots, the sound of her own parents being executed in the basement, her voice remains eerily detached. She speaks not as someone living the nightmare, but as if she had nearly watched it unfold from a distance. On paper, Jenniffer was still the victim, traumatized, innocent, and grieving.
And you're now on the ground level? Are you on the floor? Or on the sitting on the stairs?
Floor. I'm sitting on the floor.
All right, where are your hands?
They had tied my hand.
You're now bound to the railing. Can you show me, can you stand up and turn around and tell me, just show on the camera, how your hands are bound?
The detective quickly seizes on the inconsistency, asking the obvious question, if Jenniffer's hands were tied, how did she manage to call 911? Cornered, Jenniffer improvises. She stands, awkwardly demonstrating how she could reach her phone and shout into it, despite being bound. It's a desperate explanation, one that might fool an untrained eye, but to the detective, it only deepens the suspicion. Sensing the cracks widening, detectives shift their approach. Jenniffer reveals a household filled with tension and control, parents who demanded perfection, who monitored every aspect of her life, and who rejected her romantic relationships.
Did your mom know that you weren't going to university?
No.
And from 17 to 20, 21, they didn't know about the relationship. Now, do you think there's any reason why they tied you up and didn't tie your parents up? And does it make sense that they would leave a witness behind? If they were gonna kill somebody? Does that make sense? Now, what we need to get down to here today, Jen, is what really happened. You need to tell me what went on, yeah? When did you first start playing this? When was the final straw? What was the final straw? Okay. So who did you get to do this then? You have to tell me, Jen.
I don't know who he is. I just got his number.
You've told so much of the truth, you're just not telling the final portion. This isn't even half-truths anymore. This is 3/4, okay? The only thing missing is 1/4 of the truth, okay? I need you to listen close to me, okay, Jen? At this point in the investigation, okay, I'm going to be arresting you for murder, okay? Also attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
The interrogation footage you've just seen became a turning point in Jenniffer Pan's trial. Despite the overwhelming evidence, she denied everything, pleading not guilty to all charges. In the end, Jenniffer and her 4 accomplices were each sentenced to life in prison, with no chance of parole for 25 years. Today, Jenniffer Pan, now 34 years old, remains behind bars at the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener, Ontario. She will be eligible for parole in November 2035 at the age of 49. Every story hides a secret. Subscribe to uncover the truth with us.